The frequency function counts the number of times a group of values appears within a dataset, and it's often used to create histograms or column charts. Let's learn how to use the frequency function. Here's our sample data, and this represents a race car driver who does time trials by doing 12 laps around the track. The time taken to complete each lap is recorded. We want to set up a distribution table, so we need ranges within which to group our data. That's our first step, creating the groups or bins. The bins we'll create are the upper limits of each group. From the look of things, our driver takes between 57 and 65 seconds to go around the track. So we can choose 59, 60, 61, and 62 seconds as our bins and list them right here. And we'll just put a title, bins. Step 2 will be to identify or create our data array. The data array is our source data of the values that we'll want to group or count. In our example, it's already listed because it's the number of seconds that it takes to do each lap. So it's this range, B2 to B13. And now we want to get Excel to count how many values fall within each group or bin. Frequency is an array function, so step 3 is to select the number of cells that will be in our output area, and that will always be one more than the number of bins. We'll see why later. Here's an exception. If you're using Excel 365 or Excel Online, Excel recognizes that frequency is an array function, so there's no need to highlight all the cells in the output area the way I've done. Just go to the first cell and move on to the next step. The next step is to enter the formula. While the cells are still highlighted, start entering your formula, which will be equals frequency, open parenthesis, and it asks for our data array, which we know is this range, then a comma, and the bins array, which is right here. Step 5 is to submit the formula. So we close parentheses, and instead of hitting enter, since this is an array formula, we want to press Control, Shift, and Enter simultaneously. There's an exception if you're using Excel 365 or Excel Online. There's no need to press Control, Shift, and Enter because Excel 365 knows that it's an array function. Just press Enter as you would with any standard function and you'll get the same result. So the result that we have here is that we get multiple values that spill vertically. Let's examine them to see what they mean. We're told that bin 59 has a single occurrence. This first bin should be interpreted as occurrences less than and equal to this value. So our driver completed a lap in 59 seconds or less only once. Let's check if that's true, and we'll color code it so we can keep track. So 59 seconds, this one is under or equal to 59. So let's make that yellow. Bin 60 has 3 occurrences. So there were 3 laps completed in greater than 59 or equal to 60 seconds. So let's try to find them. And here they are. We'll put these in blue. Bin 61 has 2 occurrences, so 2 laps were completed in greater than 60 or equal to 61. And here they are. Bin 62 has 3 occurrences, so there were 3 laps completed in greater than 61 or equal to 62. 3 occurrences. And we see that the final output has 3 here, but this is blank. The final output is considered an overflow bin, where values that are greater than the last bin are all collected. So we found out that 3 laps took longer than 62 seconds to complete, and that would be, of course, the last 3. And let's make these green. So we can see from these results that the table created by the frequency function can be, and in fact often is, used in the creation of histogram and column charts. Let's label this frequency. Here are a few pointers to remember. The overflow bin, this one, can be labeled. So for this example, maybe we want to call it greater than 62. But we don't want to change the labels on the other bins because that'll distort the results. So if we change this and added anything, whether text or numbers, it changes the results. So we don't want to do that. If you have blank cells or text in your source data, the frequency function will ignore that cell, meaning it won't be treated as a 0 or any other value. So if we take this out, it's as if this value doesn't exist. Something else to remember is that the frequency table created by this function is dynamic, so updates to the source data will result in an immediate update to the frequency table. So if we revise this figure and it became 61.1, the update is made to our frequency table, which is great. And that's how we use the frequency function. Subscribe to our channel to get more Excel tutorials.
Ready to learn more about Microsoft Excel? Then check out the full course on GoSkills.com. Click the link in the description.